rock your world when it comes to sports, and that is Miss Jocelyn Thomas. Give it up for her, please. Go ahead and take our seats real quick. Man, PJ, shout out to you. I was expecting like the full 9 yards with ESPN. He gave you the drum line intro.
I'm honored with the intro.
Well, let's start with the basics. Please tell the Free World family who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Jocelyn Thomas. A lot of people will probably know me on social media as Jocelyn Knows Sports, because I do. I actually do a lot of different things, but I work in the sports industry, and right now the most important thing that I'm doing is shining a light as a media broadcaster, which I have not been able to be on in front of the scenes in a while with the sports world. But these young ladies down at the Alabama State University, HBCU, stand up, because October is about HBCUs.
There we go.
But they have a D1 women's collegiate flag football team, which is the only one in the country, and they're going into their second season. So not only am I impressed of the legacy that these young ladies are leaving, I'm honored that I get a chance to be a part of it.
That's what I'm talking about. And you said they're the only one in the country?
Only one.
So I have to ask you, who do they play?
You're not the first person to ask me that. So it becomes a unique situation when you're the only D1 school, and not to get too, I guess, like in the weeds of some people who don't follow sports, but there are different tiers of football teams and or athletics in general.
Okay.
At the collegiate level, so they play more of a D3 type school. So teams that maybe not be as ranked as high as them, but not necessarily not as talented. It's just that the athletes probably aren't getting like full ride scholarships to go.
That's still pretty cool that they're still finding people to play. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what the culture is all about. Finding a way to make it happen.
Hello.
And I promise you, if one of these women go pro, that's it.
So there are a lot of different levels of women's flag football.
Please explain to us.
And they have it for the youth, which is actually sponsored by the NFL, which is pretty cool.
That's what I'm talking about.
They have women's tackle football. They have a United States women's flag football international league. There's actually 2 players from that league that are from Florida, you know. So I'm pretty excited about that. You got one from Duval, and then you got another young. You got to shout out Jacksonville for that win last night. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta always shout out Jacksonville.
And I think another young lady's from Tampa.
Nice.
So no shade to Tampa. They just don't get the same, you know.
Tampa. Y'all hear how that sounds? All right, we're gonna slide past that. So before we start covering that, sir, because I see you're really excited to get into that.
Oh, yes.
Please tell us a little bit more about you. Where are you from? How'd you get your start? Honestly, what makes you you?
Whew, that last question, I don't know.
It's okay.
I might have to get my therapist in here.
No.
Okay.
Well. All right, I am a shrink.
Well, I'm from Montgomery, Alabama, so shout out to Montgomery, Alabama, a.k.a. The Gump.
Gump.
That is a reason why I'm so passionate about this project.
Okay.
So not only do I get a chance to highlight women's flag football, which obviously, you know, I'm a big sports savant, and I'm always empowering women's sports. But as a native of Montgomery, Alabama, it gives me the chance to shine a light on my hometown.
There you go.
It's a HBCU. Obviously, I might be a lot of things, but every day, I don't know if they notice, I'm black.
You know, can't scrub it off. We can't cover it up.
It's who I am all day, every day.
It's just something we got to live with every day.
Yeah, so the passion there, a lot of it is driven from being from Montgomery, Alabama. I left home a long time ago. I won't say how long ago, but a little minute ago, as I joined the military. Right. So I am a combat veteran, actually, recently retired.
What y'all know how I feel about this sometimes. Hold on.
I told you before we start, I'm a jack of all trades.
Hold on, chat. We gotta see it. What's your well, first off, what service? What
Is there more than one service?
Army, Navy.
I'm just kidding, Army.
I just got it. Yeah.
Shout out to all the Army soldiers out there.
Big whore.
Yeah.
Big whore.
Big whore. Gigantic one.
What was your MOS?
So I was actually a logistics officer by trade.
You went the smart way. That's what I'm talking about. Don't let the Army take advantage of you. I'm not mad at you for it. Everybody here knows the. If you've seen Free World Radio, you heard some of the turmoil and just some of the nastiness the military does. It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
You know, some people signed up for that Camaro and now they can't even drive.
Some of
walk.
them get a Charger.
You know, some people get a Prius, but you know, the point of this is you went on the officer side. Now you didn't get to see most of the enlisted.
So I actually did half and half.
Oh, talk about it.
So I spent, well, you know what, I'll speak my age. I'm not ashamed of how old I am. I did 20 years active duty military.
Y'all stand up for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Y'all stand up for that. That's what I'm talking about.
So I did half my time enlisted, half my time commissioned. Some people call that a Mustang.
We call that a level up. I don't care what nobody says.
But that's the term we use, like slang, Mustang. You did half and half.
Nice.
So I think it gave me. I know you asked a lot about my upbringing. I think it really kind of shaped who I am because it definitely showed me blue collar work before I put the white collar on. It gave me a balance of both. And I think that's just kind of how I live my life. Like I don't want anything handed to me because I've had to work for everything. And that kind of helps me balance how I live life now.
What rank were you when you went from enlisted to officer?
I was a sergeant first class. So I was a decent rank on the enlisted side.
Mercy. She had the right leadership. And she chose to go officer, Lord. I'm not mad, Lord. I'm just... So I got out. I was a 31 Echo.
Okay.
I was military police.
I know what a 31 Echo is.
Good times, bad times. I ended up getting out as an E5 though.
Okay.
So that was I did 7 years.
You be proud of that. Ain't no shame in none of that.
But I had to tear up because I know a lot of sergeant first classes that went officer and they were the best captains, majors, lieutenant colonels.
I like to think that helped me to, one, I think it makes you more relatable to the formation.
Ooh.
Because like ain't nobody about to put none over my head because I done did everything.
Nah, we didn't.
I done did everything.
Like you already know the ins and outs. Like you went from being a private, now you was like, what excuse is there?
Yeah, play with somebody else, please.
Ooh.
Yes, but it became political, so it was like I'm gonna either make a change to make it make sense for me in the long run, or I'm gonna stay on the route that I was. But equal both times meant something to me. The people, the assignments. I mean, I got to be a platoon sergeant multiple times, operations sergeant multiple times. I got to be a commander multiple times. So I love the fact that it never took leadership away. And I think leadership is universal.
Yeah.
And that's also something that helps shape who I am.
A lot of people don't understand leadership. You don't have to be born with it. You just have to accept the amount of work it takes. Now, some of it takes a lot longer. You know, it's just some leaders out there that we got to question. But at the end of the day, leadership is something that you build on. And literally your journey, I can see that you took one brick and you were just like, nah, that ain't enough. Boom, and you built another layer till you're where you're at now. And I must say, once again, clap it up for you. Clap it up for you.
I appreciate that.
I come from a military background myself, like with my family and stuff. So when I see, I don't want to say the older generation, because that's kind of, it's not disrespectful, but it's definitely.
Okay, you taking me down a path. Let me see where you're going. Take me through there.
So when the older generation has done things that us as the younger generation are either going through or like we will have to go through, it's empowering because y'all have already done it. And y'all seeing, and from your stories and your experience when y'all pass that down, a lot of people don't understand that's what makes the journey worth it, because you're seeing other people do it and they're sitting there telling you, you can do it too.
Yeah.
You can do it too. And that's what I want the free world audience to understand, that just because you're given one path of life does not mean you have to go down that path. Always remember, there is another way. Are you willing to put in the hard work, the sacrifices to go down that path?
Message.
Wait, what are the kids doing nowadays?
Clock that T. You better clock that T.
You took me down memory lane with
Well,
that
I'm
one.
glad. I'm glad. I always it's so interesting when people ask me my story because I'm on a different type of platform now where I talk a lot more. It's very not selective, but it's a lot for me to pull out the bag because I've lived so many different lives, and to be honest, all of them have made me who I am, and all of them structure how I treat people, how I expect from people, how I pour into people. So it's sometimes I'll leave some out the story. It's not intentional, but when you've lived a very full life,
Can't tell you everything.
you forget
You cannot tell
because it
everything.
becomes routine to you, whereas like to someone else, it could be something that they needed to hear or something that could be a life-changing thing on their journey. So like I like to sometimes take my time to think back and reflect on how this could possibly help someone else.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
I genuinely love that for you. So my next question is, when did you start with sports and you had a full life in the military? Now that's another question I have.
So this is to be honest, I started with sports my whole life. So like I can remember back when I was 6 or 7 years old. Like I used to play ball back in the day. I was a baller too. Now not so
Mean
much.
crossover.
Life be life. I ain't got it like I used to. But I used to hoop back in the day. When I was like 6 or 7, I remember asking my mother if I could stay up late and watch the NBA finals. Like that's how long I've been a sports fan. And in the military, it actually was the common denominator for me. You know how I said leadership has different looks, different avenues. Not military. Sports is like a universal connector.
It is.
Right? It didn't matter what color I was. It didn't matter my gender. It didn't matter my age. I was always able to connect with my formation from sports, whether we were watching the Army versus Navy game, whether we were watching the Super Bowl together. I think my last tour of Afghanistan, I had a very young group. I used to work mortuary affairs. So it's a dark job. But we used to have 2K tournaments
As
and
y'all
Madden
should.
tournaments. And that made me relatable to the soldiers because I played every day, every tournament. And a lot of them is their first time away from home for Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, different holidays. And it made us a family. It seemed like such a small thing there, but it always stuck in my mind that no matter what diversity was, sports connected everyone. And I love that feeling.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.